Today, I'm telling you the full story of how I lost my virginity to a guy. But before I get to the glorious details, a little background. At the time, I had just turned 26. Yes, I know, that's pretty late for losing one's virginity. I had also just begun dating guys for about a year, and yes, I know that's pretty late for starting to date too. Nonetheless, I had done other stuff before, but I had never gone all the way. It was around the half-year mark of platonically seeing Jasper, a guy I met on Coffee Meets Bagel. Even though I wasn't physically attracted to Jasper at all in the beginning, I eventually fell in love with him after connecting emotionally and mentally. After months of just platonic hangouts, we started kissing and were even officially boyfriends for a week and a half. We ultimately agreed to just stay friends, but somehow still ended up kissing at the end of our hangouts. The perfect example of, it's complicated. I feel bad admitting this, but I started to get impatient and wanted to do more with Jasper. I was ready to lose my virginity. But Jasper didn't want me to lose it to him. He didn't want that kind of pressure. We weren't officially together or exclusive, so I still went on dates with other guys here and there. And that's when I met Hugh. Hugh was a handsome Vietnamese immigrant going to dental school. Like me, he loved strategy board games, Myers-Briggs personality typing, and singing. It felt like a great match. We had good conversations, fun game nights, and within a few weeks, we were boyfriends. He was pretty upfront about wanting to get married in general so that he could get his US citizenship. I mean, I respect the honesty, but it isn't something I'd want affecting our organic dating timeline. I still remember around the time I started messaging Hugh, I sat Jasper down in his room. As we played footsies and held hands, I tried to kindly tell Jasper that we should just be platonic friends again. He knew it was hard for me to bring up, so he helped me out by saying it was okay and that he agreed. But when I told Jasper I had a boyfriend just weeks after that, he asked me when I started talking to Hugh, and at that point, he had connected the dots. I know it's sad, but I want to give you the full story before I get to the steamy stuff. Okay, now onto the steamy stuff. I had just moved to a new place on my own, and I invited Hugh over one night after we had dinner. Again, I had never gone all the way, and he knew that I only wanted to do it if we were in a relationship. So as we made out on my bed and began undressing, all the conditions were met. And even though all my boxes were ticked, I can't help wondering, was I just rushing this because I felt too impatient with Jasper who didn't want to take my virginity? At the same time, from a liberal meta point of view, isn't putting too much emphasis on virginity toxic? Anyway, there we were, on my bed, undressed, him on top of me, making out, when he gently slid me into him. I asked him, "Wait, am I inside you?" And he smiled. Yes. I was surprised. It was less fireworks and explosions than I thought, and it just happened so fast, but it definitely felt great. After a few irresistible pumps, he slid off, saying that he wanted to get tested before we did more. I agreed. We got too caught up in the moment and should have gotten tested before we even went without protection in the first place. Eventually, we got tested and, as you can guess, more fun ensued. But looking back, I do feel like my notions on virginity and sex within a relationship were heavily influenced by my religious upbringing. And even though I cerebrally believe overemphasis of these things in society can become toxic, I can't deny the fact that I still personally prefer, for example, to only go all the way if I'm in a relationship. But who knows? That might change. What about you, though? What are your views on virginity and sex? What was your first time like? I'd love to hear your experiences and thoughts. And lastly, if you enjoyed this story, please hit the like button. And if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Thanks for listening and have a great day.